All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lady Spartan Field for this afternoon's matchup between the EA Lady Spartans and the St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Falcons. Lady Falcons come in at with a record of 3-6. The Spartans are at 6-2 here on March 2nd as we celebrate senior night here at Lady Spartan Field, although it is not night. Let's go ahead and get our graphic off of here so you can see this. We'll show you the senior night ceremony first here. And we'll be going to the voice of the Lady Spartans, Coach Dennis Skanes, for that public address.
Good afternoon. We would like to welcome everyone to our 2026 East Ascension High School Softball Senior Night Ceremony. We will recognize and congratulate our seniors in the softball program. Our seniors have also invited a teacher to honor who has helped guide them during their high school career. And the seniors will be presenting them with the game ball. Seniors and parents will be recognized and invited out onto the field for a photo as well as a group shot. Now we would like to start recognizing our seniors. Starting with number 2, Madison Stevens. Madison is being escorted by her mother Amy Stevens and father Tim Stevens. The teacher she chose to escort her as well is Miss Caitlin Guthrie. Madison has lettered 4 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Madison is involved in the National Honor Society and the Yale Leader Club. After graduation, Madison plans to attend Baton Rouge Community College to continue her athletic and academic career. She would like to say thank you to her parents for never missing a game and being her biggest supporter. And to her twin sister, Avery. She wants her to know that she cherishes every time they step on the field together. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates for being like her sisters and always lifting her up. And to the seniors, she loves y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, number 2, Madison Stevens. Next, number 4, Zakiah Jackson. Zakiah is being escorted by her mother, Ebony Jackson. The teacher she chose to escort her as well is Miss Lisa Hoppenstead. Zakiah has lettered 4 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Zakiah is involved in the Yale Leader Club and the DECA Club. After graduation, Zakiah plans to attend River Paris Community College. She would like to say thank you to her mother for committing so much of her time and effort into her and always being there for her. And to her coaches for seeing the potential she has and trusting her to be able to show off her efforts fully on and off the field. And to her family and friends for always being so supportive. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates for always being there no matter what the circumstances and showing up every day, even when things got hard. And a special thank you to the seniors. Y'all mean the world to me. It has been a blast playing with y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Zakiah Jackson. Next, number 10, Mackenzie Creel. Mackenzie is being escorted by her mother, Kristen Creel, and father, Brandon Creel. The teacher she chose to escort her as well is Miss Abby Gautreaux. Mackenzie has lettered 4 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Mackenzie is involved in the Beta Club, Allied Health, and a part of the Yale Leader Club. After graduation, Mackenzie plans to attend Coastal Alabama Community College, continuing her academic and athletic career. She would like to say thank you to her parents, teammates, and coaches for all the support and kindness over the years. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates for their constant support and always bringing a smile to her face, even during tough times. Ladies and gentlemen, number 10, Mackenzie Creel. Next, number 12, Cameron Bennett. Cameron is being escorted by her mother, Aviance Bennett, and her father, Tori Bennett. The teacher she chose to escort her is Miss Kimberly Wheat. Cameron has lettered 3 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Cameron is involved in the Beta Club, National Honor Society, Spanish Club, SCA, and the Student Council. After graduation, Cameron is looking to pursue a degree in computer science. Although she hasn't chosen her university, her frontrunners are Baylor University and Rhodes College. She would like to say thank you to her parents for sacrificing so much to ensure that she has the opportunity to play the sport she loves. Her coaches for taking the time to develop her, and her family and friends for continuing to support and believe in her. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates and managers for always matching her energy and believing in her, even when she didn't believe in herself. Ladies and gentlemen, number 12, Cameron Bennett. Next, number 31, Hartley Berthelot. Hartley is being escorted by her mother, Mary Berthelot, and father, Derek Berthelot. The teacher she chose to escort her as well is Coach Alex Gremion. Hartley has lettered 4 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Hartley is involved in the National Honor Society, FCA, and the Yale Leader Club. After graduation, Hartley plans to attend Southeastern University. She would like to say thank you to her parents for always showing up, and to her coaches who have never made her doubt her worth. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates for the most unforgettable experiences and continuous support. Ladies and gentlemen, number 31, Hartley Berthelot. Next, number 43, Caden Touye. Caden is being escorted by her mother, Natasha Touye, and her father, Kyle Touye. The teacher she has chosen to escort her as well is Miss London Rowell. Caden has lettered 4 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Caden is involved in the National Honor Society, the Yale Leader Club, and played for Team USA. After graduation, Caden plans to attend Southeastern University while continuing her athletic and academic career. She would like to say thank you to her parents, coaches, mentors, and trainers for all their support and guidance over the years. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates for always allowing her to be herself and allowing her to build amazing friendships that will forever stick with her. Ladies and gentlemen, number 43, Caden Touye. Lastly, number 55, Avery Stevens. Avery is being escorted by her mother, Amy Stevens, and father, Tim Stevens. The teacher she chose to escort her as well is Miss Kimberly Wheat. Avery has lettered 4 years in softball here at East Ascension High School. Avery is involved in the National Honor Society, the Yale Leader Club. After graduation, Avery plans to attend LSU. She would like to say thank you to her parents for being her biggest cheerleaders, and a big thank you to her twin sister for being with her through every step of this journey. And she would like to say that she is very proud of you. Lastly, she would like to thank her teammates for being her best friends for the last 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, number 55, Avery Stevens. Lastly, we would like to thank the seniors and their parents for all their time and dedication to our softball program. Now let's give a big round of applause for your 2026 EA softball season.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard it there, the senior night ceremony pregame here before the matchup with St. Thomas Aquinas, expertly read by Coach Dennis Skanes. So now we'll take a big picture with everybody. And then we'll be close to the plate meeting and ready for some softball. Let's go. We're going to go and take a look here at what is going on here. Let's see here if I can get this up here. There we go. All right. So as you can see, the St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Falcons 3-6 on the year, and the Lady Spartans 6-2, with losses to Vanderbilt Catholic and Sanoma, who are perpetual state tournament programs. So no shame in either one of those losses. And other than that, 6 wins, mostly in dominant fashion as the Lady Spartans, a veteran lineup, is doing about what you would have expected them to do by this time of year, which is scoring a lot of runs. All right, so let's take a look and see the starting lineup here. Let's go first for the Lady Falcons here. We'll see that. They're leading off with their center fielder, Madair, and batting second for them is the first baseman, number 14, Johnson, followed up by the catcher, number 13, Beauchamp, and then the cleanup hitter is the right fielder, Brock Mathern, number 23. Batting fifth is the third baseman, number 22, Nzina. And next up we have the left fielder, number 55, Figueroa. The designated player is number 1, Winning. And the starting pitcher is, hold up here. Let's see, the second baseman is number 19, Mayer. And your shortstop is number 4, Rogers. And the pitcher is number 15, DeLuca. So that's your lineup for the Lady Falcons. We'll take that on down here. And let's go over your lineup for the Lady Spartans here. We'll get all this officially, after the plate meeting, but we're going to go ahead and give it to you now so you have a little advance notice here. So let's see here. Just for you here. All right, so we're leading off. Caden Touye, third base. Batting second, the first baseman, Mackenzie Creel. Batting third today, the right fielder, number 11, Emma Blanchard. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, number 23, Adeline Bradbury. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Savannah Baker, number 8. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 2, Madison Stevens. Batting seventh, the DH, number 5, Tierney Zenon. She's hitting for the center fielder, number 31, Hartley Berthelot. And then batting eighth is the catcher, number 55, Avery Stevens. And bringing up the rear in the 9 hole, the left fielder, number 4, Zakiah Jackson. So that is your starting lineup today for the Lady Spartans. And like I said, you'll get all that announced a little bit later here after the plate meeting and before the anthem. But we just wanted to give you a little heads up there. All right, let me see if I can get our scoreboard back here real quick. I think I accidentally turned it off. See here. Oh, I see what happened. I did that myself. Okay. Yeah. When in doubt, I did something wrong. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's our scoreboard. It does exist. All right, so we're soon to have the plate meeting. Let's go ahead and take a look at tomorrow's matchup as the Lady Spartans are in district early this year. The first district game was the Santa Maria Gators over at Lady Gator Park last Tuesday, February 24th. That's the earliest district game that I can ever remember. And we have another one. We already played Walker, 12-7 over there at Walker, and we are playing Prairieville tomorrow. So there you go right there. That is a 5 o'clock first pitch tomorrow right here at Lady Spartan Field, and that game will not be on EATV. It'll be on Rev. It is Rev's Game of the Week, so you could find that game if you can't make it tomorrow to Lady Spartan Field for the Lady Spartans and the Lady Hurricanes. Then you can check that out on Rev at the Rev Sports 1 YouTube channel. The way I do it usually is I just search Rev Game of the Week on YouTube, and that usually brings me right there. So, but you should be subscribed to Rev Sports 1. We have enough games on there a year to have you subscribe to that, and you turn on notifications. It'll let you know when they go live. So that game is tomorrow, 5 o'clock on Rev if you can't make it out. And that's, I think, the only Rev game here at Lady Spartan Field, if I'm not mistaken. I think we have other games. We have a Dutchtown game at Dutchtown that's going to be broadcast. And then I think we have a Prairieville game, the return game at Prairieville, that will also be broadcast. So there you go. But tomorrow, Same time, same place. If you're going to the game, if you're not, you're watching us right now, then you can just flip over to Rev Sports 1 on YouTube and pick that one up tomorrow. All right, so we're going to go to a brief commercial break. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the anthem. Thank you for joining us right here on EA TV. All right, we are back,
ladies and gentlemen,
and it's time for the starting lineups and the anthem.
For today's softball game between St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Falcons and your East Ascension Lady Spartans. Here are your starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lady Falcons, led by head coach Jamie Flanagan. Leading off and playing center field, number 3, Lila Minair. Batting second, playing first, number 14, Charlotte Johnson. Hitting third, catching, number 13, Brooklyn Beauchamp. Hitting cleanup and playing right field, number 23, Briley Mathern. Hitting fifth and playing third base, number 22, Riley Anenza. Hitting sixth and playing left field, number 55, Riley Ugarino. Hitting seventh as the designated hitter, number 1, Elise Winnie. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 19, Leah Mayer. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 4, Miley Rogers. And in the flex position, pitching, number 15, Sienna DeLuca. And now for the starting lineup of your home team, the Lady Spartans, led by head coach Tony Ricca, assisted by Christy Freed and Ron Porsche. Leading off, playing third base, number 43, Caden Touye. Batting second, playing first base, number 10, Mackenzie Creel. Hitting third, playing right field, number 11, Emma Blanchard. Batting cleanup, playing second base, number 23, Adeline Bradbury. Hitting fifth and pitching for the Spartans, number 8, Savannah Baker. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, number 2, Madison Stevens. Hitting seventh as a designated hitter, number 5, Tyranny Zenan. Batting eighth and catching, number 55, Avery Stevens. Batting ninth, playing right field, number 4, Sakaya Jackson. And in the flex position, playing center field, number 31, Hartley Berthelauer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, so the lineups are in, the anthem is in, and it's Savannah Baker, the junior, in the circle for the Lady Spartans this afternoon. So that Spartan defense there behind the dish. We have Avery Stevens at first base. We've got Mackenzie Creel at second base. We have Adeline Bradbury. Shortstop, we have Madison Stevens. And at third, we have Caden Touye. And your outfield, left field, Zakiah Jackson, number 4. Center field, Hartley Berthelot, number 31. And your right fielder is Miss Emma Blanchard, number 11. And Stevens will throw down to her twin sister. And we are ready for softball. We do thank you for joining us today on EA TV. And we are always happy to bring this to you. We just ask that you subscribe if you haven't already. First pitch from Creel is a foul ball strike. We do have a mic, as you can hear out there on the near the backstop there, but the wind has been hurting us with that some there. You hear that wind noise in there. I think evened up, one apiece. Baker looks in. Little chopper there to first base. Gonna have to have some coverage. Can't get there in time, and she is safe. Leadoff runner is on for the Lady Falcons. That's a tough spot right there. First base kind of had to get it, and there was just no way to get first covered in time. Of course, time is so short in softball when it comes to fielding in the infield. Ball one. This Baker misses up and away. Leadoff runner on first. One count now. See if we can put this Lady Falcons lineup here in a corner somewhere here. Oops, I'm gonna do that. Counter at second. Excellent job there. 2-1 count. Excuse me, 1-2 count. One down now. So we'll leave this up while they're batting there. That'll help us all out a little bit. That one skips foul to the left of third base. Count stays 1-2. Baker delivers, popped up just back of the circle. Nice play there by Stevens, the shortstop. And that'll be 2 down with nobody on. As you can hear, the 4:58 train is right on time. I think these train conductors like time this stuff out. I think it's like 5 o'clock. Everybody's going to be trying to get home. Let's go drive through a city, you know? And then let's just stop for 20 minutes when we're in the middle of the town. Might be a little paranoid there, but I have a conspiracy theory about that. All right, so it's Beauchamp, the catcher, number 13. Brooklyn Beauchamp at the plate with 2 down. Hit hard, but right to Stevens. She has no trouble with it, and that will do it for the Lady Falcons here in the top of the first. So no runs on 1 hit, none left on because the runner was picked off at second base, thrown out at second base. All right, so we are scoreless after half of 1, and we'll be right back on EA TV.
23, Hayden Touye.
All right, and as you heard there from Coach Dennis Gaines, it's Caden Touye's turn to swing the bat. All right, so we're in the bottom of the first. This is the very first at-bat of the day for the Lady Spartans, of course. And here comes the first pitch to Touye, and she watches ball one go by. Touye is used to not seeing very many pitches to hit, so she kind of has to be creative. There's one there. She pokes into left field for a leadoff single. It's tough for her because you're going to see so few pitches to really get a hold of. Now, when they make a mistake, she'll make them pay for it. But by and large, especially if you're playing against a decent pitcher who can locate pretty well, you're never going to see the kind of pitch you want to see if you're Caden. All right, so Touye on first base, and it's Mackenzie Creel who watches ball one go outside. Touye easily steals second base. All right, 1-0 count. Creel steps back in. Touye already in scoring position. And Touye steals third without a throw. 2 balls, no strikes. And now a runner on third. Doesn't bode well for the Lady Falcons' chances here this afternoon as Touye took both of those bases fairly easily. Creel pops that up back toward Irma Boulevard. And it's a 2-1 count. All right, let's make it 3-1. And Creel's one pitch away from making it runners on the corners here. Oh, my goodness. Good Lord. You can't see Coach Ricka. She's just off the screen here, but man. Oof, she didn't have much time to react to that one. That one was close. Nowhere near as scary as it was when she was like 7 months pregnant out there in the third base box, which we were all trying to tell her, get out of there. And she didn't listen. She was very lucky then. 3-2 count. That one's right back that direction again. They're going to call it fair ball. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Touye will trot in for the first run of the afternoon, and Creel will take second base for a double.
Now stepping to the plate, number 11, Emma Blanchard.
All right, it's Emma Blanchard coming up, the sophomore right fielder. She's also played some first base. First pitch way outside. 1-0 count. Warm early March afternoon here at Lady Spartan Field. 80 degrees, sunny. Feels a lot warmer in that sun. Nice movement on that pitch for strike one. Blanchard steps out, takes a look at her wristband there, gets the call. Creel ready to go at second base. Outside, ball 2. You can hear that wind a whipping. It's blowing some 10 to 15 miles an hour. Ball 3. I know it says 6 right there on your screen, but it's more than that. All right, 3-1 delivery. Blanchard swings at what would have been ball 4 up and in. And now she'll have to face the full count pitch. And there it is, ball 4. All right, so that'll make runners on first and second as Bradbury comes up.
Now batting, number 23, Madeline Bradbury.
Fair ball, a little chopper down the first baseline, and they couldn't do anything with it. There's just not enough time for anybody else to cover first. Just can't get there in time. Bases are loaded.
Number 8, Savannah Baker.
All right, let's see if Savannah Baker can help her on cause here with a bases loaded situation. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning here at senior night at Lady Spartan Field. Ball 1. Ball 2. She is living up above the zone here. I would say she needs to bring that ball down, but I don't think they really want to see what's going to happen if she does. 3-0. All right, so Baker steps out for a moment, gathers herself, and here comes a 3-0 offering. There's strike 1. All right, so I'm sure Baker will have a green light here. And that one's high, ball 4, and a run walks in.
Next up, number 2, Madison Baker.
And there'll be a little bit of a timeout there for the Lady Falcons as they discuss their current predicament, which is not a good one. Not a good one.
Courtesy runner, number 15, Riley Bourgeois.
All right, so number 15, Riley Bourgeois is coming in to run for the pitcher as a courtesy runner. And at the plate, we have Madison Stevens, the senior shortstop, who was entrenched before this year at second base for the Lady Spartans and moves over to short with the graduation of Maya Lanu. Ball 1. Base is still full of Lady Spartans. Still nobody out. And the Lady Falcons are grasping for answers here. High again. I used to play slow pitch softball back in college. I would have swung at every last one. I haven't seen a pitch yet I wouldn't have swung at. I loved one about chin high. That was one of my favorite pitches. But these girls, very wisely, are not swinging at them, and they keep coming. 3-0 count for Stevens. Now, at some point, you have to make a pitching change. I don't really know. I'm not sure if this girl is just missing her spots. There's ball 4, or if this is sort of strategy to stay away from the zone for the most part. I don't know.
Now batting, number 5, Tyranny.
And let's see, they are making a change. They are going to make a change. All right. So can't blame them there. So no outs, bases still loaded, and it is now 3-0 Lady Spartans as 3 runs have now walked in. All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back to see what the Lady Spartans do here with the DH Tierney Xenon waiting to hit off of the new pitcher. All right, we're back as Tierney Xenon, the DH, steps in, number 5. And I guess she needs a wristband there. Yep. Most baseball and softball teams now use some sort of either wristband. Baseball uses communication systems where the coach just talks to the catcher on a walkie-talkie. It's not the way it used to be. I miss the days of old signs and all that, but we've kind of moved on beyond that. Ball 1, evens the count. You know, it used to be that a coach that was great at giving signs was a very valuable asset, and the other valuable asset is the coach who could steal signs. And I've known coaches who just sat in the dugout the whole game and just picked up signs. Tierney, foul ball down the left field line. That'll make it a 1-2 count here. And, you know, just such a valuable resource to be able to pick up on signs, but now they've pretty much neutralized that between the communication systems and using wristbands. It's just impossible. As soon as you tried to crack something, they would just change wristbands. There's really no way you can do it anymore. 2-2. All right, so the last pitcher was throwing everything high. This one's kind of throwing everything low, but she is doing a little better job of getting in the zone than her predecessor. So here comes the 2-2 delivery, and Xenon swings and misses, and that's their first out of the inning. All right, so it's Avery Stevens, the catcher, the long-time catcher here at EA. And she fouls the first pitch back this way. All right, bases still loaded, 1 out, 0-1 count to Stevens. She checks her swing, and it's a 1-1. You can see that wind is blowing from right to left. Ground ball to the shortstop, who throws it home as she should have, but the catcher couldn't handle it, and 2 runs scored. They'll make it 5-0 Lady Spartans.
Number 4, Zakiah Jackson.
And we got runners on second and third. That will be a courtesy runner for Avery at second base.
Number 25, Chloe Johnson.
That's number 25, Chloe Johnson. And it's Zakiah Jackson, the left fielder, who steps in now for the Lady Spartans. Up 5-0 here in the bottom of the first. Only one out. We're going topside with Touye up next. And Z swings and misses at strike one. Foul back into the net there, 0-2 count. We said the Lady Falcons 3-6 coming into this afternoon's ball game, so they have already had their share of struggles this year. And that's a wild pitch there. Catcher couldn't get it, and both runs score. Whew, man. Tough here. Tough for the Lady Falcons here. All right, so Z looks back in, 1-2 count here. Now the bases are empty. And let's see what she can do here. And she swings and misses for strike three. So that will bring up Caden Touye for the second time in the first inning.
Back to the plate, number 43, 8-2.
And if this was district play, you know exactly what would happen right here. She would just be given first base. But the Lady Falcons are going to pitch to her. She couldn't hit that with a 2x4. Ball one. Ball two. Didn't miss by a whole bunch though. Touye steps out, and now she's back in. Here comes the 2-0 offering from the Lady Falcons. It's outside, ball three. At this point, I would just roll ball four up there and let her get on base. The odds of you getting 3 strikes past her right now are pretty much zero. Ball four. She walks on 4 pitches. And that'll bring up Mackenzie Creel.
Number 10, Mackenzie Creel.
All right. Bottom of the first, 2 out. Touye on, and Creel pops up back of third base. That is caught in foul territory for the third and final out of the first inning. All right, so there we go. 7 runs on 3 hits. And the Lady Spartans are well ahead here as we head to the second inning. A score of 7-0. We'll be right back with the second inning right here live on EA TV. All right, welcome back to Lady Spartan Field. And it's the Lady Falcons' second trip to the plate here in the top of the second. And it's been a while since they've been up here, as the Lady Spartans got 7 across in the bottom of the first. So Baker offers ball 1 outside. Like we said earlier, the Lady Spartans will be hosting the Prairieville Lady Hurricanes tomorrow at 5 o'clock right here, Lady Spartan Field. Come on out. Weather's nice. Wear you some warm weather clothes and come on out and buy you some concessions and have a nice afternoon out here at Lady Spartan Field. But if you can't do that and you're unable to join us, whether you're stuck in a plant control room or at home with the flu or whatever it may be, or out of town, then you can catch that game on the Rev Sports 1 YouTube channel, and we'll be sending out that link tomorrow on EA's social media. We'll be sending out that link as the first out of the second inning is reported here. We're going to be sending out that link tomorrow morning, so you'll be able to just click on that. That'll bring you straight to that broadcast right here from Lady Spartan Field from the Rev crew. All right, here we go. 1 out, nobody on here, and ball 1. Do have a little bit of a tight zone here today. It's holding that left hand up quite a lot. Put this Lady Falcons roster back up here. This is the third baseman, Riley Enzina. And she swings and misses for strike 1. 1-1 count. On deck for the Lady Falcons, Riley Fuggerino, the left fielder. Baker misses, brings the count to 2-1. That one's popped up to center field. Berthelot's got it. And that's 2 up, 2 down for the Lady Spartans here in the top of the second. And that will bring up Fuggerino, the left fielder, number 55. As so far, the Lady Spartans have faced the minimum, as Fuggerino is hitting in the 6 hole today. And that is strike 1, first pitch strike for Savannah Baker, the junior. So, because it seems necessary to discuss this, we do have a run rule in effect. That's 15 runs after 3 innings. Nothing can save you before the 3rd inning. But so it could be 50-0 in the 2nd inning. But 15-0 in the 3rd. So after the top of the 3rd, if it's 15-0, then the game's over. And that also extends into the 4th inning. And then at the 5th inning, it goes to 10-0. So just in case we need to know that information, I have a feeling that's going to come into play this afternoon. Hard hit to Berthelot, center, line drive. No chance to make a play there on that. And that was a base hit, the second base hit of the day for the Lady Falcons. And that brings up the 7 hole. And that is Elise Winning, number 1. And she is the DH. Baker waits for the signal, checks her wrist, and now she comes ready. Ball 1. 2-0. That is hit to left. Jackson can't get to it. And that is the third base hit of the ball game and the second of the inning. So the bottom of the order having a little better luck here with Savannah Baker. And that'll make it 2 on with 2 out. Coming up to the plate is the second baseman, number 19, Leah Mayer. Ball 1. Strike 1 evens the count. Wind starting to pick up again there. Let me bring that down a little more. All right. 1-1 offering for Baker. Ball 2. Runners can advance on the ball in the dirt there. Should say the turf. Winning awaits the offering. Mayer awaits the offering, and that's a slow swing. Strike 2 there. 2-2 count. 2 outs. 2 on. Oh, my goodness. That was a heck of a pitch right there. I wouldn't have swung at that either. All right, so there we go. That will do it for the top of the second inning. The Lady Falcons do get a couple of hits, but can't do anything with them. They leave 2 on, and we go to the bottom of the second. EA 7, St. Thomas Aquinas 0. We'll be right back on EA TV. All right, here we go.
Cameron Bennett.
All right, Cameron Bennett is pinch hitting here to start off the bottom of the second inning. The senior, great student, very well-rounded Spartan there, involved in a lot of different activities around campus. Excellent academics. Like so many of our athletes, they're involved in things besides just sports. They seem to be the leaders in a lot of different facets of campus. And it's good to see that because these athletes know what it's like to be a part of a team. They know what it's like to lead. 1-1 count to the senior. Two one. Ball 3. And Bennett's ahead in the count, 3-1. There's strike 2. Let's see, the pitcher was playing right field originally. Let me see. So that would be, well, no, it's number 4. So it was the shortstop that moved the pitcher, I think. It's 4 pitching now. Yeah, so they moved the shortstop to pitcher. That one's fouled into the visiting bleachers there. And the count is full. Oh, Bennett hits it hard down the third baseline. Third baseman snags it. And that'll be 1 out.
For 23, Adeline Bradbury.
She did her part there. Third baseman just made a good play. So Bradbury steps in. 1 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th with a comfortable 7-0 lead for the Lady Spartans. Strike 1. Bradbury awaits, swings and misses late on that one, and it's an 0-2 count. All right, so the pitching change here for the Lady Falcons has changed the complexion of the game a little bit here. And Bradbury swings and misses strike 3. That'll be 2 down, nobody on, as Savannah Baker steps in. Okay. So Baker walked last time up, trying to help her own cause again. And she pops up the first offering, and that is an easy can of corn there for the left fielder. So the Lady Spartans go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 2nd, much different than the first. So we're going to head to the 3rd inning right after these messages on EA TV. All right, welcome back to Lady Spartan Field. This is Coach Brownfield with you. And this will be the pitcher number 4, Miley Rogers. All right, so she steps into the box, and Baker comes ready. First offering inside, ball one. Okay, 2-0 count here for the shortstop turned pitcher this afternoon. Okay, 2-0 comes 2-1. Inside there, 3-1 count. I'm going to see if I can't make this this lineup a little bit more screen friendly here. There we go. All right. And Baker loses her, and the leadoff runner is aboard for the Lady Falcons in the top of the third. And to the plate is the leadoff as the Lady Falcons come topside here, and that would be Madair, the center fielder. She watches strike one go by. And she steps back in. Ball one. Of course, we had our senior night festivities before the game, and all of that will be on the front of this video here, so we'll be able to you'll be able to go back and watch that at any time. And if Coach Rica wants this game pulled down for scouting purposes there, then we can separate out that senior night stuff and put that just put the pregame festivities up there publicly. So yeah, we'll see which way she wants that. But either way, you'll be able to see that senior night stuff whenever you like. 1-2 count. Baker induces a ground ball foul toward third base. That'll keep the count at 1-2. As that sun is getting near that time there where it just shines right into this press box for the last time of the day. Hopefully by about 6:15 that'll be out of our way. 2-2 count. Madair stands in. Little Texas leaguer there, floated over second base, over the second baseman. Nothing anybody could do about that. And that puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And at the plate for the Lady Falcons, Charlotte Johnson, the first baseman, number 14. You see those shadows are growing long there across the diamond as that sun does get low in the sky. Of course, we do have the time change this Saturday night, really Sunday morning, so clocks will spring forward on March 8th, 2 a.m. So you lose an hour of sleep. Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure what happened there, but Stevens threw it at, I don't really know what happened there. Must have been a miscommunication there some kind of way, but she threw it and pretty much directly at the runner at second. And there wasn't a Spartan there to stop it, and it goes all the way back to the fence. And both runs score. I'm not really sure exactly where the miscommunication came there, but uncharacteristic there. It was a strike, so 0-2 count, but a very expensive strike as Lady Falcons score 2. Baker misses again, and it's 2-2 count. That one tested the top of the net there. Springs it back into play. Foul ball. Still 2-2 count. That one's chopped back to Baker. She makes the throw over. And the Spartans finally have an out here in the top of the third. This will bring up number 13, Brooklyn Beauchamp, the catcher. Hitting in the 3-hole for the Lady Falcons today. Nobody on, 1 out. Lady Falcons have already plated 2 this inning on the throwing error. And that's ball 1. There's a strike. Evens the count. One-two offering fouled out of reach. So the count will stay there for Beauchamp, the catcher. Mathern, the right fielder, on deck. Coach Skanes was saying when he looked at the lineup, he saw B. Mathern. He just got a cold chill down his back. As our coach Brock Mathern has a tendency to do to people. Anytime you see that name like that, just kind of gives you just a little shudder there. You're just going to have to kind of regroup. Foul ball there, 2-2 count. Stays that way. I think Coach Mathern will be here. Actually, he might be here today. I think he might be on duty today out here. If not, he's going to be here tomorrow. I do think I saw him on the duty roster for that. That one is way back. It is foul. But it's way back towards some people's cars over there. That ball ended up going to the bathroom. Still 2-2 count if you know our facilities here. Of course, they're not super convenient for anybody. The baseball people do have it easier. Softball, people ask where the bathroom is, and you almost have to pull out a map. Some of them seem none too happy when they figure out where it is. We do the best we can here, but that's the facilities we have, and we just got to work with them. And it'd be nice if we had a bathroom a little closer to the softball fans there, but we've got what we got, and it's a lot better than nothing. Now, I've seen places with nothing. All right, so there we go. Strikeout there brings the second out of the inning on the board, and there's nobody on for number 23, Riley Mathern. Coach Mathern does have a niece who plays softball, but she plays for Vanderbilt Catholic, and we've already played them. So as far as I know, this Mathern is no relation to our Coach Mathern. Ball one. Two-0 count, and Baker has had trouble getting ahead of hitters here this afternoon. That one fouled back this way. 2-1 count. Mathern swings and misses, and it's 2-2. See a lot of familiar faces here in the crowd. Got a nice crowd here this afternoon. That one's fouled onto Armour Boulevard. And Mathern hangs in there at 2-2. Two down, nobody on here for the Lady Falcons. They already have two across here in the top of the third by way of error. And that's ball three. Don't want to lose this one right here. Tell you a little story about a two-out mistake by a pitcher I saw this weekend at Johnny Ambo Park in just a second here. And it's a ground ball to Stevens, and she's got it, and that will do it for the top of the third inning. So we'll come back, and in the bottom half here, I'll lead off with that story about just how much a two-out mistake at the plate can come back to hurt you. All right, so we'll be right back here on EA TV. All right, came back earlier to tell you that story. So we were Dunham and Hanville were playing a magnificent game Friday. I do believe that was Friday afternoon. Yeah, and they Dunham was at the plate, 2 outs. Hanville's pitcher hits the guy with 2 outs, with like a 3-0 or 3-1 count, and
Now batting, shortstop, number 2.
so it extended the inning. Guy gets on first. Next guy hits a first pitch bomb into the bayou over the left field wall, and Dunham beat Hanville by a score of 2-1, and that was Dunham's only hit of the ball game. So those 2-out mistakes like that can come back to haunt you really, really quickly. That's why it's so important. Nobody on, 2 outs. You have a tendency to relax a little bit. No, go ahead and get that person at the plate out and get on out of there, because that is so dangerous when you let somebody on base like that. And it was a 2-1 game, and that was Dunham's only hit of the ball game. And that pitcher lost a complete game, giving up 1 hit in a 2-1 loss. All right, and there's the first out of the third. And the Lady Spartans have cooled off considerably after that first inning. I mean, just, it's almost like 2 different teams. So here comes Xenon, the designated hitter, and she watches ball 1 sail by outside. Ball 2. Both teams with 4 hits this afternoon. Three-0 count to Tierney Jr. Rogers gets ready and fires, and that is strike 1. Still a hitter's count here for Xenon. Let's see if she can get something done here. Batting in the 7 hole this evening. Batting in the leadoff position this inning. And she will take her base.
Now batting, catcher number 55, Avery Stevens.
So 1 out, 1 on for the senior catcher, Avery Stevens. You gotta love the softball noise that's going on around here. And all the chants and all that has popped up. Back this way, in play. Not caught. All right, foul ball for strike 1. Yeah, there's a lot of great chants and just always noise going on from both dugouts there. So we just put that mic on the pole you see there to the right of your screen, and we just point it toward the pitcher's mound and or the circle, and we just pick all of it up. So now that wind is down a little bit, makes it a lot easier to hear all that, and that's a pop-up for Stevens to second base, and that makes it 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting left fielder number 4, Zakiah Jackson.
All right, so it'll be Zakiah Jackson, senior, here on senior night, batting in the 9 hole. To have a chance to advance the runner here with 2 outs, she's going to have to get a base hit or a walk to do it. First pitch way outside, ball 1. And here we go. It's almost 6 o'clock, and that sun has at least set over the softball locker room. Ball 2. high for ball 3. All right, so if Z can manage to get on here, it'll be Caden Touye on deck. And there we go, ball 4. So 2 on now for the senior third baseman.
Now batting, third baseman. Number 43, Peyton Touye.
And Touye steps in with 2 on, 2 out. Here in the bottom of the third, Spartans with a 5-run lead. Let's see if they give her a pitch to hit here. Pops that one up, foul. Off the roof of the locker room there. And that's what we talked about with Caden. She's so used to having to swing at balls that are near the zone, not in the zone. That one right there was an inside pitch, would have been ball 1, but she, she's gotten pretty good at turning those things into something productive. Ball 1 there. We talked about this in baseball with Hudson Browning. There are times where he's just not going to get a very good pitch to hit. And sometimes that kind of forces you, if you're a little impatient, it forces you to chase a little bit, and it's something you got to guard against when you have a reputation of a hitter like Touye does. And that was well hit to left center, but the center fielder had a bead on it and was able to get there to it. So Spartans do put 2 on, but leave them there, and we'll go into the 4th inning with the score EA 7, St. Thomas Aquinas 2. We'll be right back here on EA TV. All right, we're back here at the top of the 4th inning. Let's put our Lady Falcons lineup back up here. And here we go. All right. If you would, in the chat, if you don't mind, Coach Skanes is rather new to town, and he is an avid vegetarian. So if you have any great vegetarian dishes in the Ascension Parish area for Coach Skanes to try out, then just throw them up in the chat. I'll give them to him, and we'll let you know what he thinks about them there. So the big-time salad eater. Doesn't like eggplant, doesn't like those kind of nightshade vegetables, so stay away from the eggplant. And let's just see what you guys can come up with for him there. It's Riley Enzina, number 22, the third baseman, sending that one into the net in front of her own dugout. We also had an amazing catch in the a Destrehan player bare hand caught a foul ball that just rocketed straight into their dugout. And he was just standing there. He just put a hand up and caught it with just absolute ease. I've never seen anything quite like that. Just an incredible sight there to see that. Destrehan also turned a triple play to end the game against us Saturday night. And that was another thing you rarely see live. But we got to see two very rare things there. A foul ball on a rope, just barehanded by a player in the dugout. He was in the dugout. He was standing on concrete. And two quick outs here for the Lady Spartans in the top of the fourth. And then a triple play. Unfortunately, the triple play didn't go our way, but it was really interesting to see that. It was a cool thing to experience in person. It was just first and second, line drive back to the pitcher. Runners had moved a little bit, and there was just no way either one of them was getting back. It was a very, very lazy triple play there. No suspense at all. And that ended the game Saturday night as Destrehan took a 7-3 win over the Spartans in the last game of the Jay Patterson shootout. All right, 1-0. This is Fuggerino, the left fielder. Swings and misses. I'm sorry, this is Winning, the designated hitter. Yeah, that's right. I told a story through Fuggerino's at bat. I apologize for that. Strike there, and the Spartans are one strike away from a 3-up, 3-down here in the top of the fourth. Two count. Foul ball. We were going to have Skip Creel be a part of the broadcast this afternoon, but the chairs in here are too low, and he can't see over the can't see out of the window. And I have a booster seat in my truck, but I can't. I didn't have time to go get it. So Skip, Skip is just a little bit height challenged, and it has nothing we could do about it. So he would love to be a part of it tonight, but he just can't see what's going on out there from this window. All right, there we go. So it is 3-up, 3-down for the Lady Spartans in the top of the fourth, and they'll come to bat when we come back. All right, we are back. Bottom of the fourth inning. Spartans lead 7-2, and it's Mackenzie Creel leading off for the Lady Spartans. And she watches ball one go by. We've heard that a lot this afternoon. See if the Lady Spartans can get back on the scoring track here. 7 in the first, and we haven't even come close since. Creel goes chasing a high strike there. Well, she made it a strike. Two one count to Creel. Senior pitcher and first baseman. That one is popped up foul. Left fielder can't come up with it. She went to her knees right as she tried to catch it. And nothing doing there. Just a long strike, strike two. She had a chance at it. She got to it, but just for whatever reason, I don't know if she was a little bit off reading it or whatever, but she went to her knees as she tried to catch it, and she just couldn't come down with that. That's very difficult. So Creel stands back in, 2-2 count. Here's the delivery, and it's popped up to left center. Center fielder is underneath it, right in front of the scoreboard, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Now batting, right fielder, number 11, Emma Blanchard.
Emma Blanchard coming up now, the sophomore right fielder, wearing number 11. Her brother wears number 11 on the baseball team. Senior first baseman and DH, Ethan Blanchard. So their parents have done a lot of double duty here in the last couple of years. Emma saw a lot of playing time as a freshman last year, with Ethan also seeing playing time as a junior. So last year they were all over the place, and this year they're at it again. So they split up. Sometimes they're just up here 4 or 5 days a week. You know, it's an interesting life. And I'm sure they're loving every second of it. And if they're not, they'll miss it when it's over. 3-0 count here to Blanchard. And Rogers will try not to lose her here, as we figure there will be a take on here. Ball 4 high. Blanchard takes her base. And with one out.
Now batting, number 23, Adeline Bradbury.
It's Bradbury who steps in. 1 on, 1 out. Like we said, that time change will come about this weekend. So next week, these games will be played mostly all in the daylight, but we are now in the twilight. And it's a weird time of day for these LED lights. The old school lights, you know, they would already have everything lit up, but these LED lights, there's just a little bit of a delay there, and they don't really become apparent until it's dark. So this twilight time is kind of weird. All right, and once again, we see a failure for somebody to cover first base. I just don't believe there's enough time to cover first base. If a first baseman has to make the play, I just don't think there's enough time for any of them to get over there. I haven't seen anybody today be able to get over there for either team. All right, so 2 on now, 1 out, and it's Savannah Baker, looking to help her own cause as the pitcher this evening. She awaits the first pitch. And it's ball 1. Spartans looking to extend a 5-run lead. They have been ice cold since the first inning, where they scored 7 runs on 3 hits and a whole basket full of walks. That one almost hits her. 2-0. Baker takes a few little practice cuts. That steps back in. Pitcher looks in. Ball 3. Time is called. Baker steps out again, and she will step back in. 3-0 count. 1 out. 2 on in scoring position. And Baker will walk, and that'll load the bases for the shortstop, Madison Stevens.
Shortstop, number 2, Madison Stevens.
Coach Tony Ricca sends number 15, Riley Bourgeois, out to courtesy run at first base for the pitcher, Baker.
Courtesy runner, number 15, Riley Bourgeois.
So the bases are full of Lady Spartans for the senior shortstop, Madison Stevens. Ball 1. And I think I've said that 75 times tonight. Both pitchers struggling to throw strikes early in the count. One. Ball 2. Be great to see Stevens get a big hit here on senior night. She watches strike 2 come right down the pipe. Spartans threatening here with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th. That is popped up right in front of us, and that landed on the roof. Well, the roof of the concession stand. Our little awning here in front of us. Coach Gaines going to climb out and get that ball. It's one of his duties. One of the ones he doesn't like to talk about as much, but here we go, 2-2. Stevens fouls it back over all of us, back onto Irma Boulevard. And the count remains 2-2. Three-two. Count is full. Bases loaded. 1 out. Big pitch coming here. Strike 3. Stevens strikes out. It's the second out of the 4th inning for the Lady Spartans. And the bases stay loaded for the DH, Tyranny Z9. All right, let's see what she can do here. 1-0. Two-0 count for Zenon, the junior. Zenon started her career at St. James High before her family moved to Gonzales. Of course, that Zenon name is very familiar to folks in this area here, as St. James has had quite a few football stars by that name over the years. Ball 4. Zenon takes the walk, and that'll score the run. Emma Blanchard from third. And that's going to bring up Avery Stevens with 2 down. One-0 count once again. Two-0 count. Spartans could blow this thing wide open here with a big hit from the senior catcher. Popped up toward first. First baseman's got it in the first base coaching box in foul territory. And the Lady Spartans get one across, but leave them loaded in the bottom of the fourth. We're going to head to the fifth with your score: EA 8, St. Thomas Aquinas 2. All right, we are back, and guess what? First pitch was a ball. Who would have guessed it? Top of the 5th inning. Baker in the circle for her 5th inning of work. Fouled hard down the first baseline off the net in front of the visiting dugout. And that evens the count at 1 apiece. So we're in the 5th inning now. That run rule is reduced to 10. So that magic number for the Lady Spartans would be 4 runs to end it in the bottom half if they hold the Falcons to their score of 2 right now. 1-2 count. And it's Mayer at the plate for the Lady Falcons. She fouls that one off and the count stays 1-2. On deck is the pitcher, Miley Rogers, number 4, who came on in the bottom of the 1st. And Baker sits down Mayer, and now it is Rogers with 1 out and nobody on who steps in. Hard hit, well, not a hard hit, just regularly hit to Stevens, the shortstop, and she makes quick work of it, throwing over to Creel, and that is the 2nd out of the top of the 5th. And now the Lady Falcons have come topside with Leah Madair, the center fielder, number 3. Baker delivers, and that's fouled back into the thrower's pit back by the track. Coach Miles Moss, so I don't have to pick that one up tomorrow afternoon. Ball 1 there, evens the count. Baker fields that one. Nothing she can do with it, though. And with 2 outs, the Lady Falcons have a base runner. For the first baseman, number 14, Charlotte Johnson. Two out, 1 on. Umpire calls time for the hitter. Throw down to second. Yeah, she got her. Nice job there. Good throw from Avery Stevens, the senior catcher. And
Monday night at Lady Spartan Field. You know what time it is. The 5th inning stretch. Let's put those boots on the ground. Support our Lady Spartans.
And it is time for that 5th inning stretch, as you heard from Coach Skanes. we'll be right back. All right, and the catcher throwing it down means it's almost time for the bottom of the 5th inning. And leading off, we're going to have Zakiah Jackson, the left fielder.
Number 4, Zakiah Jackson.
And then we'll go topside with Caden Touye and Mackenzie Creel. All right, let's get that runner off at first base. There we go. All right, now we're good. All right, 0-1 count here to Jackson, the senior left fielder, here on senior night. And she puts a bunt down to the first base side, and she is out by a whisker. That's going to bring up senior third baseman Caden Touye.
Now batting, third baseman, number 43, Caden Touye.
To Touye. We're used to seeing this with her. And they throw it about high ball high there for ball 4. They'll put Touye on. Not the last time you're going to see that this year.
Now batting, first baseman, number 10, Mackenzie Creel.
All right, so it's Creel who stands in. 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the 5th inning. Spartans 4 runs away from a run rule victory. And that one is over Creel's head. And Touye takes second, and then we'll take third on the errant throw. 1-0 count. Touye moves from first to third. The thing, she's just not just a threat in the batter's box. She is very fast on the base path and just so experienced. She's going to take advantage of every little weakness you have in the field. Creel bunts the run home, and the throw is, I'm not sure what the first baseman was doing there, but the throw goes back into right field, foul territory. And Creel will end up at second base, and it is 9-2.
Now batting, right fielder, number 11, Emma Blanchard.
It looked like the first baseman was like bent over. I'm not really sure what couldn't see what she was doing there. I'm blocked by a little post in here, so I couldn't see exactly what she was doing. I don't know if she got crossed up or something, but she was not in a good position to catch that ball. Ball one. Ball two. Strike one. 2-1 count to the sophomore right fielder. Ball three. Hard hit down the third baseline, really over the third baseman's head there. Left fielder fields it. Blanchard comes into second base for an RBI double. And here we are, halfway to that magic 4-run mark to end this ball game here in the bottom of the fifth. It's 10-2 Spartans as the heart of the lineup doing its work. Here comes Adeline Bradbury, the cleanup hitter. One out. Blanchard on second. Toulier and Creel already home this inning. Hit to the shortstop there. She'll hold the runner. And we are safe. Runners at first and second as Bradbury beats the throw. That's a tough one away from first. She's got to make that. She's got to field that. And then throw it across herself there. Very little time to do that. Baker pops up first pitch to short. And she drops it. All right, and she is out. Oh.
Your score after 5 complete. Lady Spartans 10, Lady Falcons 2.
All right, so we'll be back with the top of the sixth inning. All right, welcome back, and we are in the 6th here from Lady Spartan Field as the Lady Falcons take their turn at the plate. 10-2 ball game as the Spartans added 2 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch popped up, and that one's heading behind the press box. For strike one. It looked after one that the Spartans would make very quick work of this, but the Lady Falcons have hung tough, and the Spartans went cold there for a few innings before tacking on 3 runs in the last 2. 1-1 count. Spartans will be back in action again tomorrow at 5 o'clock versus the Prairieville Lady Hurricanes, their 3rd district matchup of the year. They've split their first 2 district games, a 15-9 loss to the San Amant Gators and a 12-7 win over the Walker Wildcats. So district game number 3 is tomorrow, 5 o'clock, right here from Lady Spartan Field, and that game will be on Rev Sports 1's YouTube channel if you can't make it. Swing and a miss, 2-2 count. Yeah, that one would have hit Coach Gaines in the head if it wasn't for a net and a window. Count runs full for Baker, now in her 6th inning of work. That one is past the outstretched arms of Caden Touye at 3rd, and that will be a base hit for the Lady Falcons as they get the leadoff on here in the top of the 6th. Ball 1. Hitter calls time, steps out. Now she steps back in. One. One, 2. Two. Full count here for second hitter of the inning for the Lady Falcons. And she smacks it to third. Touye gets the lead runner, and they go for the double play. Can't quite get it, but the lead runner is toast. And that's the first out of the inning, and the Falcons will maintain a runner at first base, now with one out. Foul for strike one. One count here with one out, one on for the Lady Falcons. And Mathern fouls that one on to Irma. Ball gets away from Stevens. Ball two, and that will let the runner get to second base. All right, so Coach Porsche, the pitching coach, one of our newer members of the staff here. Coach Ricka saw a complete turnover of last year's staff, except herself there. Christy Freed, her mom, is coaching first base, and Mr. Ron Porsche is in charge of pitchers this year. So he goes and have a little talk. He has a little talk with Baker there. Let's see how that goes. Strike. I like that. A lot of times you see people go out and talk, and then something bad happens. That was great. Immediate strikeout right there. Not sure what Porsche said, but maybe he's a genius. All right, two down now. Runner on second. 10-2 ball game. Ball one. All right, 1-1 count. Let's make it 2-1. Right to Touye, and she will make the throw to first. in time, and that will retire the side. No runs. One hit, one left on. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 6th inning with the Spartans leading 10-2.
Now batting, shortstop number 2, Madison Stevens.
All right, Madison Stevens leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Lady Spartans, the senior shortstop. Foul ball, back of third base. Strike one. Rogers delivers ball one. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Ball 2. Ball is fouled into the ditch there. It brings the count even again, 2-2. That is fouled into the bullpen. Count remains 2-2. No home runs tonight for the Lady Spartans, which is a rarity, especially with the wind blowing out to left. Figured we'd have seen a few tonight. We have a baseball game right next door, JV, EA versus Prairieville JV doubleheader. They're in game 2 of that one. That is hit hard for Stevens down the left field line. Left fielder is there, and that will be out number 1.
Center fielder, number 31, Bartley Berthelot.
All right, so Hartley Berthelot will step in. With one out, nobody on. She watches ball one. Strike one. 2-1 count. It's gotten considerably cooler here now that that sun is down. Still in that time of year where as soon as the sun goes down, you'll get a little chill in the air there. Still in the low 70s. All right, Berthelot draws the walk.
Now batting, catcher, number 55, Avery Stevens.
And that brings up Avery Stevens, the catcher. She watches strike one. Throw down to second, not there, into right field. And down to third base goes Berthelot. Oh, 1 count. That's strike two. Oh. 1-2. That one's high and inside. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Spartans have a run 90 feet away, 60 feet away. That one's hit right back up the middle. Pitcher can't do anything with it. Run will score. And it's an 11-2 ball game. And the Lady Spartans are 1 run away from ending this thing and ending early.
Left fielder, Zakiah Jackson. Courtesy runner, number 25, Chloe Johnson.
All right, Chloe Johnson in as a courtesy runner for the catcher. And Zakiah Jackson is at the plate. And Chloe takes second base with ease. Oh, wow. Pop up. Oh, I'm not really sure what. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't know exactly what we were doing there. but the pop-up was dropped behind second base. And for some reason, Johnson ran to third. She was smoked by 10 feet. And that will bring up Caden Touye with 2 outs and Jackson on second base. One swing of the bat can end this ball game. And there it is. Hit into the right center gap. Jackson easily makes it home. And that's the ball game. There we go. Caden Touye ends the game there with what would have been a double to right center. And your final score is EA 12, St. Thomas Aquinas 2 in 6 innings. Took a little longer than we expected after the first, but the Lady Spartans do end up run ruling the St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Falcons by a score of 12-2. We'd like to remind you tomorrow the Lady Spartans will be back in action right here at Lady Spartan Field as they take on the Prairieville Lady Hurricanes. That game will be live on the Rev Sports 1 YouTube channel. Look for that link tomorrow on EA's social media if you can't make it out here to Lady Spartan Park. Or Lady Spartan Field, I should say. All right. There we go. So Coach Tony Ricca sees her 7 seniors come away victorious here on senior night, a 12-2 winner over St. Thomas Aquinas. All right, so for Coach, well, it's me, yeah. It's Coach Brownfield here. Thanking you for joining us tonight. We wish you a good night and go Spartans.